I'm Phyllis. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm wearing my mom's apron, and so this recipe today is going to be a tribute to my mom. Back in the 70s, my mom used to make sausage balls, and she made them for every occasion that came along. So I have revamped that recipe, and I've turned it into more of a brunch biscuit and drop biscuit combination, and that's what we're going to be making today. So come along with me and we'll get started. Okay, I've assembled my ingredients, and so I'll go over the list with you. First, I have a pound of Jimmy Dean hot sausage. Now, we like spicy food, as you've heard me say before, so I use the hot sausage. And you're going to need 4 cups of Bisquick, and then you're going to need 3 cups of sharp cheddar cheese, and I like the finely grated kind because it mixes in better. And then I put in a 1/4 teaspoon of chipotle pepper, cayenne pepper, and black pepper, and then 1 1/4 cups of water. So you get your ingredients together. I'll get mine together and we'll be back and make our sausage biscuits. Okay, I've got my pound of Jimmy Dean hot sausage in the skillet, and we're just going to brown it up, kind of like browning hamburger that you were going to use in a casserole. You don't want to brown your sausage up to where it's crusty or has little crispies on the outside of it. You just want a soft browning because this sausage balls are going to go into the oven, and we don't want the sausage to overcook. So now that we've got the sausage in the pan over medium heat, we're just going to move on over here and get the rest of our ingredients together. Okay, I've got 3 cups of shredded cheddar cheese in there, and I've got 3 cups of Bisquick, and let's put the 4th one in there. And really all you need to do is just pour you some in your measuring cup, and you don't have to be too particular about leveling it off or anything, because these are just drop biscuits. And see there, I just need to level it off and just dump it right on in. And then we're going to put our peppers in here. Now, I used chipotle pepper because we love that smoky flavor from it. I've got some cayenne pepper here, and I'm going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of that in here. And then we're going to put some black pepper in here because I like the flavor of it too. And the sausage has pepper flakes in it. So, let's see. Got about a 1/4 teaspoon there. Okay, and then we are going to start mixing this up because when you put the sausage in, it's a little harder to mix up. So just kind of stir it all around. That way you get the pepper all mixed into it before you got the wet stuff in. So let's give the dry ingredients a good toss. And the longer you let the cheese set out, the easier it is to mix in. But when you use the finely grated cheese, it's ready right away. So anyway, we'll just let this sit here. I'm going to finish browning up my sausage, and then we'll be back and mix it all together. Okay, as you can see, my sausage has browned up nicely. You don't see any crispy pieces in there, and I've broken it up with my wooden tool there. And so now we're going to take the sausage out of our skillet, and I take and put some newspaper down and put a paper towel on top of the newspaper, and then just put the sausage in this little colander, let it drain through there. And as you can see, this sausage does not have a lot of fat, which is very good. It's just going to get the whole pound of sausage out of the skillet. And then we're going to take it over to the sink and give it a rinse. And I rinse it because I want as much of the fat off of it as I can. But remember that flavor is in fat, so you don't have to really rinse it completely. But anyway, we're going to let it sit there and gotten the fat to come out of it. Now let's head over to the sink and get this thing rinsed. Okay, we got our sausage over here to the sink, and we're just going to turn on the cold water and just give it a quick rinse. Okay, that's rinsed plenty, and then shake it around to get the extra water out of it. Okay, and then we're going to take this over. I'm going to stand here and let it drain for just a minute, and then I'm going to take it over and mix it up with my biscuits. Okay, we've got our sausage rinsed, and you want your sausage to not be too hot, because, and I mean temperature wise, because you don't want it to just melt the cheese. So just dump that sausage in, and then you can just start mixing and just tossing it around in here with your biscuit mix and the cheese. And then I kind of think the sausage needs to be coated just a little bit with the Biscuit mix. And then let's start adding our water in, just a little bit at a time. And you just add some water, and if you think you need more water too, you get you some more water. But anyway, put some water in and just start mixing it up and adding to it. When I make these, I like to make them for holidays, and I make them ahead of time, and you can put them in the freezer, or you can keep them in the refrigerator, and then you just pull them out and have them in the mornings for breakfast or brunch. They work great if you have a family that tailgates and comes to visit with you and stuff, or if you have company on the weekends. They're perfect to serve because you can make them ahead of time. Then you just pull them out and stick them in the oven. It takes probably about 20 minutes at 325 to heat them up, and then you just keep mixing this up. Now be sure to stir it up, all the stuff off the bottom, because you'll sometimes have the dry stuff left on the bottom. Get it all mixed in there. And anyway, you're gonna like this a lot. Takes a little while to mix it, but anyway, we got it all mixed up here, and this is how you can tell when you have it mixed, when it's ready. It's kind of wet feeling, but it stays there on your finger. It doesn't fall off. It's not droopy. It holds together good. So we know that's ready. So in just a minute we'll be back. We'll start scooping it onto our pan and put it in the oven, and we're going to preheat our oven to 375. Okay, we've got our biscuits mixed up, and then I like to bake mine on a stoneware pan. And then I have this little scoop so I can get all mine to be the same size and look the same. This scoop holds 1/4 cup. So anyway, just scoop it in there, and then we're just going to put them out here on our pan, and you just make sure that you have the dough kind of packed in for each biscuit, and then I'll finish scooping these out and we'll get them in the oven. Okay, I've got one last biscuit there, and now my pan is full and it's ready to go in the oven. Now I've preheated my oven to 375, and it's already gotten to 375, and I'm doing it on just regular bake. So we just want to open up and stick these biscuits in. I bake my biscuits in the middle of the oven. And then we are going to set our kitchen timer for 25 minutes, and we'll be back in 25 minutes with some beautiful breakfast biscuits. Don't want to brown them too much, so the first time you bake them, you probably want to watch in your oven, make sure they don't get really browned, because I like to reheat mine and serve them for breakfast, and so you don't want them to be too brown, because then they'll just get even browner. So see you back in 25 minutes. Okay, we're back. And as you can see, perfect timing. Our biscuits should be ready. They've been in the oven for 25 minutes at 375, and does this smell good? And let me just get this hot pan out and set it up here. Don't those look beautiful? They're all ready for a weekend brunch, a holiday brunch, or just a regular breakfast when you're in a hurry during the week. And you see they're not overly browned, and so I'm going to reach right here and get one up. And you see I didn't let them brown too much on the bottom, because like I said, we're going to put them back in the oven to heat them up. But they're done. And so This is how you can tell they're done. Just go ahead and break one open, and you don't see any raw biscuit dough in the middle, and you can see that cheese is melted, and oh my goodness, they're so good. I can't wait to taste one. So let me get my little bite, because they are nice and hot, but there's nothing better than a hot biscuit. Oh man, those are just so good. I wish you had one. That warmth from all the little peppers I put in there, and then that cheesy biscuity flavor with the sausage. Oh, it's just perfect. And so I like to serve these with scrambled eggs sometimes. Sometimes we do them and have just fruit in the little biscuits. There are all kinds of ways. Very versatile. So remember, just run out and get you a pound of hot sausage, 3 cups of sharp cheddar that's finely grated, 4 cups of Bisquick bacon mix, a quarter teaspoon each of black pepper, chipotle pepper, and cayenne, or you can use all of one kind to your taste. And then it takes about 1 1/4 cups of water. Mix it all up, bake them at 375 for about 25 minutes. And you will have about 30 wonderful little biscuits.